Hello everyone, this is class number 22, the last class of conditional operator, the third class of total 3 classes. Today we are going to discuss about ternary or tertiary operator in Java or bluej, and also today we are going to learn how to write a decision making program in bluej, and also we'll discuss about some theory questions like conversion in bluej and etc. So welcome to Classroom Computer. Let's start. First, try to understand that what is the meaning of ternary. The reason behind the name is the minimum number of operand need in a single statement while using this operator in that statement. In unary operator, we use only one operand at a time. For this singular operand, this type of operators called unary operator. Prefix increment, postfix increment, prefix decrement and postfix decrement all are unary operator. Same if the number of operand needs is 2 in a single statement, then the type of operator is called binary operator. Maximum operators fall in this category, like all arithmetic operators are binary operator. As shown in picture, division is a binary operator because here we need at least 2 operands to divide a number with another one successfully. Same in ternary operator, it needs minimum 3 operand to work successfully. Let's discuss it little briefly. After if-else class, we know how to compare numbers. So here is the code. If a greater than b, then max equals to a, else max equals to b. This is the basic of if-else program code for the maximum among 2 numbers. Let's convert this code into ternary operator. Here is the ternary operator code. Let's compare both codes. In if-else, the maximum value stored in max variable. Here also same. This if-else consists of 3 parts. Same in ternary operator. Let's discuss this. Ternary operators contains 3 operands at least to work properly, 2 for comparison and 1 to store the value like max. Here you can see comparison works here. If a greater than b, after that here is a true part and another one is false part. This one is the true part and this one is the false part. After the question mark and before the colon is the true part, and after the colon and before the semicolon is the false part. If the condition is true, then the value in true part will store into the variable max, and if the condition is false, then value at false part will store into the variable max. So now if I think after this explanation the syntax of ternary operator, it's very much clear to all of you, I think. Here is the syntax of ternary operator. Condition, question mark, expression 1, colon, expression 2 and semicolon. Comparing this with the max line, you can assume that expression 1 is the true part and the expression 2 is the false part. So this is ternary operator. Let's discuss some question. The very common type of question from ternary operator is conversion. Here is an example. If income is less than equals to 10,000, then tax equals to 0, otherwise tax equals to 12. Value stored into the tax variable. So tax equals to, next the comparison part, if income less than equals to 10,000, after that the question mark and the true value which is 0, then colon, then the false value which is 12 and after that the semicolon. This thing is looking very easy, but things getting complicated when this if turns to a nested if. Let's discuss that. Here is a nested if program code for the greatest among 3 numbers. If a greater than b, then check if a greater than c. Yes, then g equals to a. The greatest one going to store into the variable g, and next else g equals to c. Next the else part. So else, then if b greater than c, then g equals to b, otherwise g equals to c. This program code represents the very basic nested if thing for greatest among three numbers. Now represent this thing with ternary operator. Looking little bit complicated, let's understand this thing briefly. This nested if contains only three if. The outer if and two inner if. First one for if this condition is true, then inner if part, and if this condition is false, then another inner if part of the outer else part. If I am talking about any one inner if body, then like if A greater than C, then G equals to A, else G equals to C, only this part, the conversion of ternary operator is easy. But understanding them, nested ternary operator statement is little bit complicated. To make it easy, I am going to change the color of the few portion of this statement for ternary operator like this. That will help you to understand how it works. The outer if here is in black ink and the first nested part is in red ink and the in outer else part in green ink. This picture will help you to understand. Here colon are same for if and ternary operator. Look here, you can compare by color. The inner if in nested if is if A greater than C, then G equals to A, else G equals to C. This is in below. Here A greater than C question mark. If A greater than C is true, then A, else C. Same for the else part. If B greater than C, then G equals to B, else G equals to C. Look at the same color here. If B greater than C, then true in true part it's B, otherwise C. And here is the outer code. If this A greater than B is true, then this red ink thing will works, and if this A greater than B is false, then this green ink thing will works. If you put a colon between them to concatenate this red program code and green program code, then you can see the proper program code for ternary operator for nested if thing. Let's compare this operator with if else. It concise, clean and compact than if else. Here in ternary operator, everything write in a single line. So obviously it is concise, clean and compact. But you can see multiple line in an if else body is not possible in ternary operator. In if else, we can use all type of operator and data types. So the ternary operator is less flexible than if else. And the last part, the ternary operator is more complicated in nested form. You can see this already few minutes before. There is another type of conversion which is reverse of the previous. Here is it. This thing is easier. Put the comparison part after the keyword. After that, write the expression one which is for true part, and then write the else keyword. After that, write the expression 2 and the false part. That's it. Now some programming part. Today we are going to write 3 programs. Those programs are total decision making or conditional statements, if else, switch case, both. So here is the first one. The first program is a simple if else program. Here is 4 categories: less than 2000, 2001 to 5000 rupees, 5001 to 10,000 rupees, and above 10,000. So what is in question? A cloth showroom has announced the following festival discount on the purchase of items based on the total cost of the items purchased. Write a program to input to total cost and to compute and display the amount to be paid by the customer after availing the discount. Here is the program code. I think the font size is not very good, so I just copy this total program code and paste it in Notepad. Here is the program code. At first, import java.util scanner because we are going to take input from user. Then public class if else one, public static void main scanner sc new scanner system.in. That means we are creating an object of scanner class. After that, we are going to declare 3 double variable. They are CP for cost price, D for discount, and at last AP. System out println, enter cost price, and we are going to take input the cost price into the variable CP. If CP greater than 0, then CP less than equals to 2000 as written in your question. Then discount is 5.00 by 100, that is a 5%. Remember one thing, if you are going to divide a number by 100 and the answer is below 1, that means answer is in between 0 and 1, then make it double. Like I write here 5.0 instead of 5, because if I write 5, then 5 by 100 is 0.05, and because both numbers are integer, then it will ignore the fractional part and it will show you 0. So you have to write 5.0 instead of an integer which is 5. Same for 25% and same for 35% and 50%, all of them. So if cost price is less than equals to 2000, then D equals to 5.00 by 100 into CP. Then the next range was from which is greater than 2000 and less than equals to 5000. So if CP is greater than 2000 and CP less than equals to 5000, then discount equals to 25.00 by 100 into CP. That is a 25% of the cost price. And the third condition was if the cost price is greater than 5000 and less than equals to 10,000, then discount equals to 35%, then 35.00 by 100 into CP, which is cost price. After that, if the cost price is greater than 10,000, then the discount is 50%, so 50.00 by 100 into CP. And after that, AP equals to CP minus D. So amount to be paid after availing the discount is AP. Here I print the value of AP, and else system out println not a valid price. What is this else thing? This else thing that I write another extra if before starting the comparison. If cost price is greater than 0, if someone give input in negative, then a cost price for a product, it never be in negative. So if the cost price is positive or greater than 0, then this comparison will work. If the cost price is in negative, then this line will work, system out println not a valid price. So here is the analysis of program code. Now we are going to run the program code. Here is the program code. Enter cost price. I am entering 3000. So amount to be paid 2250. Now going to the next program. This is the next program. This is a very common and very popular program, electricity bill calculation program. Electric board charges their consumer according to the unit consumed per month as per given tariff. Up to 100 units, 80 paisa per unit. Next 100 to 200 units, it's 1 rupees per unit. And if units is greater than 200, then it's 1 rupees and 25 paisa per unit. Add 17 rupees extra for meter rent value and add 5% GST on total bill. Write a program to calculate the electric bill. This program is different from the previous one. Why? Because in the previous program there is a clean slab. If the cost price in between this slab, then the discount is something. But this program is different. Why? Because if unit is less than 100 or equals to 100, then okay, you can just multiply the unit with 80 paisa. But if the unit is greater than 100, then first 100 units calculate with 80 paisa per unit, and after that the total unit minus 100 unit, whatever unit you have after that, we have to multiply that unit with 1 rupees. If your unit is greater than 200, like 250, then first 100 unit calculate as 80 paisa per unit, next 100 unit will calculate as 1 rupees per unit, and your total unit minus 200, whatever you have now, that you will multiply that unit with 1 rupees and 25 paisa per unit. Let's see the program code. Here is the program code. The program code is smaller than the previous one. I just copy the program code into a notepad for the better view. Here import Java util scanner. We are importing the scanner class because we are going to take input from user. Then public class if else true. This is the class name. Then public static void main. After that the SC object of scanner class. Then system out println and enter number of unit. The unit is in double sc.next double function to take input from user, and we are going to store this input into unit variable which is in double. Then bill, double bill. We initialize this bill variable with 0.0. If unit less than 100, then it's okay. Unit into 0.8 because it's 80% per unit. If unit greater than 100 and less than equals to 200, then what I said before, the first 100 unit into 80% and after this subtraction multiply that with 1. So I didn't write anything here because we know 2 into 1 is 1. If you multiply any number with 1, then you got the same number. Next, if unit greater than 200, then for first 100 unit it's 80%, so we multiply 100 into 0.8 plus 100. This 100 actually is 100 into 1, the second 100, and after that unit minus 200 into 1.25. The previous one is actually on if else if. This program is only in simple if. You can also write the previous one with simple if, and you can also write this one with if else too. Next, bill into 17 for the meter rent, and this is the 5% GST. So the total bill is this. Let's see the output. Enter number of unit. I said 321. So my bill is 365.6625. Now the last program. Write a menu driven program that outputs result of the following evaluation based on the number entered by the user. This one is a previous board question. Natural logarithm of a number, absolute value of the number, square root of the number, and random number between 0 and 1. There is a group of word here called menu driven. That means try to write this program in a switch case. Menu driven means you have to give user some choice like a menu card. Here I am giving some choice to user like press capital L for natural logarithm, press capital A for absolute value, press capital S for square root, and press capital R for random number between 0 and 1. Let's see the program code. Here is the program code. At first the import function, import Java util scanner, then public class switch 1, then public static void main, the main function start, then creating an object of scanner class. After that choice. Here switch case variable, I make this case variable as a character, not an integer. After that double num and ans. System out println and enter a number, num equals to sc.next double. We are going to calculate all those natural logarithm, absolute value, and square root on this number which store in this variable num. Next, I print this menu, enter L for natural logarithm, enter A for absolute value, enter S for square root, enter R for random number between 0 and 1. Look, I use only capital letter. This input is case sensitive. So if you give input small l or small a or small s or small r, then this will not work. Then after that choice sc.next caret 0, that is a proper way to take input a single character from user through the scanner class object. I already discussed this in scanner class. Next, switch choice system out println natural logarithm of a number, so I write math.log num, and after that break. Look, one more thing here, case variable is a character variable, so you have to enclose this case variable after the case keyword within single quote. This is not necessary for integer. In integer you have to write as they like them, like case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, and like that. But in case of character, you have to enclose that particular character within single quote. Next, case A, system out println absolute value of num is math.abs num. Those are math functions. I think you already know about those math function. I will include the link of math function with this video description. After that, if case A is, then system out println square root of num is math.sqrt num, and case R, system out println random number between 0 and 1. So it's math.random. You know, math.random is an independent function. If you write math.random only, then it will show you a random number between 0 and 1 in fraction. So I write math.random just as like it. After that, if user give anything except capital L, capital A, capital S or capital R, then control goes to this default keyword and it will print wrong choice. Let's see the output of this program. Enter a number. I write 3.69. Enter L for natural logarithm, A for absolute value, S for square root, R for random number between 0 and 1. I am going to write capital S. Square root of this equals to 1.92. It's a big number. Let's see the output another time. I'm giving a number 52.3232. Now I'm going to give a character, but in a small case. A. Wrong choice, because I said before this choice is case sensitive. So here it is. This is the end of today's class. If you have some question or doubt, then please write in comment or you can mail me. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching. Keep learning.